got ourselves a Mustang here with the AC not cooling and some engine issues while the AC stops cooling. Like, they happen around the same time. And I'm just gonna give you guys what happened. It ended up being the fans, and not so much the fans, but the fuse block. There was a burned pin that started melting, and when you get like metal hot enough, it starts to warp and kind of like pringle. So the same thing happens on those pins. It pringled out, so it wasn't making good contact. So this one threw me kind of for a loop because everything was working fine when I first turned it on. The AC was cooling. I recovered it just because I noticed that there was a new accumulator installed, and I was like, maybe they didn't charge it properly. So when I recovered it, as you'll see right here, it recovered about 80% of what it's supposed to have in there, and that normally won't make the AC not function. So I was like, okay, it's kind of interesting. So I drove it, and it was doing fine. It was until the drive back that the fans completely stopped working, and the engine started to overheat and kind of run weird, which is what the customer was talking about. So what I ended up finding was, after I did some circuit testing on the fans, that the relay wouldn't kick on for the high speed even when commanded with the scan tool. So I was like, all right, but the low speed would. So I started wiggling the relay around, and the fans would kind of like slowly kick on. And that's when my foreman was around there, and he was kind of helping me a little bit here and there. And he was like, hey man, like, pull the fuse block apart and see what's going on in there. And that's what I saw. I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll do that. So I pulled the fuse block apart, and sure enough, there's a burned pin in there, and you'll see it right now. Because I forget what I'm doing here. Oh, I guess so. I'll put that relay back. Don't worry. There it is, the burned pin. Same for the fuse block side. The customer did not want the new connector or a new fuse block. I definitely recommended it. So what I ended up doing was just bending the pin back enough to where it makes contact, and put some dielectric grease in there, and we ended up just sending it along the way. So here it's working, the AC is working. Definitely don't recommend that, but you know, that's what the customer wanted, so we ended up letting it go. But everything was working fine now.